Hi everyone, my name is Bruno. Welcome back welcome to my channel. So this one I'm not going to actually touch why would somebody who is interested in web development would like actually do the Android app development, but it's more about the software and how to install it. Well, the second part is probably the one you're wondering more about, because when I started out, which was like a couple of years ago, something like that, there was an actually course I was taking, an official one from Google, and actually one part of it was, the very beginning, was how to actually set up the Android Studio. So very beginning, so which software to use? Okay, so back in the days they used the Eclipse. It was, well, it's very powerful software, right, really. But now, since the Android, as all time, as we all know, is being part of Google, they can do their own thing. So they moved away from Eclipse, and what they chose to do is actually create their own, with working together with another company to actually create Android Studio. So that's the preferred, the original software for the Android app development. There are other ones, but this is the one that Google is promoting and actually doing a good job on it. It wasn't that great when I started out, and that's why. So just go on Google search, type in Android Studio, and it's free to download, of course. It's free for the developers. And just Google it up, and then whenever you go on a website, just download it, and then you should be getting something like this. Okay, well, why did they actually speak about how to install it? Because there's lots of features they have. So they have emulators, so you can actually see how the application is working on your screen, which is actually the same time the screen of the phone. So it basically builds up the application and it runs it. And for that, you can connect the phone to run it, or you can have it run on the screen. So the very first problems you will get is by just checking the requirements. It's a very powerful thing. Of course, so 32, 64-bit, the processors moved up and everything and all that. What is power hungry is slightly bit of space. It's power hungry for RAM, for the operating system, and requirements about 8 gigabytes, which is quite a bit for these days standards. And if you don't meet them, if your computer is not powerful enough, unfortunately you're just gonna have a nightmare. Well, running the applications on the phone when it was on the side, it did not eat that much of my computer assets. But at the same time, it would just not gonna make the development enjoyable at all if it's not that powerful. So it's just gonna give you real nightmares, to be honest. So it's about 8 gigabyte RAM, and space is space, and then of course, it runs on Java. So there's two languages really that runs: Android XML, which is like HTML really, and Java, not JavaScript but Java. So, and not every computer has a development kit for the Java as well. So that was when I started out, like in second, like on a second edition, which is now the third one. That was a challenge itself as well. Well, that's why, first of all, set up the workplace, get the Android Studio done and all this, and then go through the installation. And I wanted to see if that's needed, and just follow the videos now, and let's just see how much is improved or how much it has not improved. But the very fact that it's power hungry and resource hungry, that hasn't changed yet. It's a powerful tool, but okay, let's dig in the videos and see what's changed. Okay, so this is fast forward 175% out of the 100 speed. So just Google it up, the Android Studio, It's 10:39 in the morning, so it's good to have. Okay, so this is the Google. Go for download information and download. Okay, that's the developer's website. There's lots on it. Yeah, so how to install the Android Studio. There's instructions, there's video as well. Of course, Google can do everything. They have YouTube, they have videos about how to do everything. So this got me kind of a bit concerned what I had to deal with at the very beginning of it. Okay, that's just one. I'm just being a bit too precautious. Good quality for everything. So that's then you go down to Linux, and you go down to Mac as well. So the basic instructions and everything. I'm a bit too cautious now, but yeah, I wanted to check out what's gonna happen to me, and because this video is about it, about what may happen when you install it. The version number 2 was not great, but the third series they have now out. Let's see if it has improved and see what's gonna happen. So there's lots of information and everything. There's some videos to go with it, instructions, and configurations, requirements, and everything. And let's just go fast forward till the next stage. We're actually gonna start to download it. There's lots of information, of course. And see if this uploads. So it's 10:39 in the morning. Let's see what happens next. Right, after a quick research, we're back. We're gonna finally start download the software. There we go. It's fast forward again because it takes lots of time. It's about 1 gigabyte. The whole file. There's lots of terms and conditions. Installation. I actually read the whole, well, the main of the things. I just wanted to watch out for the things I need to find out. It looks quite good at the moment. Yeah, this is the way to learn and everything. So this piece of software is just big, and yeah, well, it needs to run, and your computer needs to be very powerful to do that. It compiles the software, it runs in real time on a computer, so download just started, so it's 10:43, and I'm just gonna follow through all the steps. I actually did something in the meantime, did some courses and everything, but I'm following still the downloads and the installation process, and I hope it's gonna be clear and easy for you later on actually to seek out what is what, and let's check it out. Then maybe this still has the same problems to install. Maybe it's getting better. As well, I haven't noticed any bad things so far. Okay, well, the file, the 1 gigabyte file is actually downloaded. Not the fastest internet there is. Let's start up and see how far it's gonna go. Okay, let's get to the downloads. And waiting again. So the software is here, but unfortunately it's not that easy. There's some more things that the Android Studio wants us to actually get ready. Well, okay, so we're just waiting for the start now. It is fast forward, and it's gonna cost us another 3 minutes for this. Not in a real video time because it's fast forward. Okay, on bit of patience here. The speed is 175, so 175% of the regular playtime. So let's have a look. It should start like right. So yeah, finally started. So there's some things to download again. Wow. Okay, so the small things go with it, and now finally the installation started. Well, I went for fast forward on this one as well. I calculated something about 5 minutes for the whole thing to come down and actually get a new computer to be installed. It's gonna skip some games now, but so far looks good. You don't really need to do anything like a Java development kit, what you had to actually do yourself. It extracts the whole thing now. It does take a while, so superb. Fast forward so we don't actually waste that much time. So only 5 minutes, which is proud, to be honest, because like the second version that they had, now this I think the third version 0.21, I guess, it had lots of things for you yourself to actually get involved on and set them up. But so far when the execution comes down and it gets all the files in, it looks pretty good, and it does take a while, unfortunately. It's about 5 minutes, and I'll skip some chat, some of the videos, cut them through and just get the final stage of the one thing. But as you can see, it already takes a while. It is a very powerful tool, and there's a reason why it's that, but there's no complications so far, so I'm pretty much amazed. Google's doing a good job, and Android developers finally getting a tool that actually is not gonna put them back off or get them stuck at any given time, which is really good. Right, so the installation is complete. Should be it, right? Let's have a look. Okay, next is fast forward, of course. I have no patience for this anymore, I guess. Neither than you. It's longer than I expected it. Okay, so there's no icon, so we're just gonna need to grab that. Okay, it should be on the top there for install software. Let's drag it out. Okay, this is twice the speed as the recording. There we go. So so take up some space where all my software is that I use. Okay, this is just the presets. Okay, if you never had it, then probably you don't need it. I do have some applications from previous courses I'm taking, but I'm not gonna even forward them because none of them were that much attention to get. Okay, I'm just checking the task manager and see what's going on with it, because I started it and then there's no software, right? Well, it does come up, so it's, well, there we go. Fast forward, but I think it's another 4 or 5 minutes. It's just taking forever, to be honest. Right, that should be it. So we should be getting out Android Studio, I guess, and now we can work away on our applications for Android phones. But there we go. So it's searching the computer for the SDK kits and everything, all the repositories for all the code that can render it. Well, that can actually read the code, all the presets, so all the code presets and everything. Go next, then that should be it, right? So it's software found, its resources. But there you go. Else again, which type of setup it needs to have. So it's like, I'll go for a typical one, I guess. I was still searching for whatever resource it has, and then it's probably going to determine the ones it doesn't have, which is going to have literally happen next now. And unfortunately, it's yeah, there we go. So it needs all this stuff, all this new stuff to download again. And unfortunately, this is what you're gonna see every single time when you open the Android Studio. It has lots of resources, and then you need to install them just to be up to date. It will ask for them. It doesn't have to be, and this is what it is. And you need to download the whole thing again. So not the whole thing again, but it's like these extras used with the new releases and everything. And whenever you start your under studio you think you're just gonna get back to work straight away, but unfortunately not. So it's a good tool so far, and its installation has been actually very favorable, but these are the things that you're going to be facing every single day if you're going to choose to use it. Okay, so it's not over yet. Wow, this thing is over. So it finally should start, and we should be able to start a project. Okay, so this is fast forward again. It took me a while. I didn't time this one, but it's been too long already. Okay, so let's start a new project. Okay, the name and everything, just check them because it tends to open latest project, but so this is create another project, so just make some changes to the title and everything, checking everything out. Right, so yeah, well, this one under has many versions, so we're just gonna choose something that doesn't include all these files for the latest, for the old versions. Sometimes helpful. And yeah, well, down here usually just go for the basic layout. It's gonna give you the structure, so we're just gonna start the basic layout. Okay, this is installing required things again. Well, this was fast, so it is twice as fast speed than regular video recording, but this is another thing that you need to face actually. So this is to creating the files, and it needs to run with everything all together. So it's going to use this project, going to use all these files. So you're basically creating a platform for the new program, and then you actually get to work with it. Right, so another stop, tiny one this time. We have to remember we're starting this software first time, so it has lots of catching up. It's going to be made more simple later on, but it's still gonna take a while. Like now, like it's building the project, so it's setting up all the files and everything. I'm just gonna go in directory and you'll find some basic layout files. The one for the layout, that's the XML, brother or sister of HTML, and it's JavaScript as well. It runs with Kotlin, but yeah, you probably just wanna stick to Java, not JavaScript, unfortunately. Anyway, so well, I'm just gonna hang into this. It's fast forward and it's faster than before, so this is actually 2 times faster. Okay, so this is XML. It's there. There was no preview, and on the bottom it's still creating it. There's 2 processes on the bottom, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and the Cradle's building as well. So my preview on the right hand side is not there, and this is the layout. You can just make everything layout without the code, so you can drop in buttons and stuff you want just to build out layout. So it's still building, so text is there of course, but but the project is not ready to go, and on the right hand side there's nothing I can do to actually speed this up or actually see the results of it should actually have a picture of what the screen looks like. This is a programming view, and this is actually the yeah, so catch up on the courses in the free time, I guess. That's what I'm trying to do now here. And yeah, well, this is the one I actually wanted to speak about. So this is gonna install the Java repository for programming in Java and running it, because the regular programs run on C, C++, and Java, if you're not using it for anything else really, for programming it, there's several bundles, but this is the one needed. So this one is the one that gave the biggest problems. I need to check out everything because I had to do it manually, which is a tricky part slightly, but if you're good with computers, then probably of course not. So let's just basically click yes on this one and see if it's gonna actually do the thing it has to, because previously it was very difficult. Well, apparently that was it. So we passed on that one. So this is gonna stay forever, so you don't need to go back to that. Right, still building a project. So super fast forward again. This is the XML. It should actually have a view editing of it as well. Not only the code, and on the right hand side there should be a full view, and when I text against the view and the text view for editing just a layout, it should be there as well. But apparently it's still building it. It's painfully long, and my computer does actually fit the requirements. It does fit it exactly. It doesn't crash, but it's slow sometimes when I need to deal with things like these. Now I'm just trying to see if the JavaScript, the Java file is going to come up like really, and maybe it's going to change the screen. But I still notice that on the bottom it's still loading it. So this is the Java file. So you have all the functionality for your app. The layout is with Android XML. But even in fast forward, it just doesn't do anything. It should be, yeah, something more like this. Let's check it out on the right hand side. It should be a preview. It should be automatically there. Superb. So the project came up, the first one in 22 minutes, and the very beginning of installing, not downloading the gigabyte big file, it's 1 hour and 24 minutes just for actually setting this thing up. Let's have a look at its functions. Okay, that's a preview on the right hand side. You can zoom in, zoom out. I'm just going to try some basic stuff just to make sure I'm actually getting there. It's been a while, so like the whole morning. Yeah, let's just scrap some basic text and put a new one. Oh wow, it does seem to be working. My computer is good enough, and it's actually built a project, so I can see it in life what's gonna happen to it. So kind of happy with this. And probably the last test I want to make is just want to see it, how fast it's gonna load this project that's already there without running nothing in the background, just this latest app I wanted to create, which is a basic structure and everything. So I'm just gonna switch off everything on my laptop, and I'm just gonna try to run it and see how fast that's gonna be. Well, the very beginning is gonna be painful as long as this. So I'm not going to keep you any longer waiting. I'm just going to check out if it's going to be faster than 1 hour or 22 minutes for actually to run actually an app, a new build app. So so the software is installed and everything. Should be going now. Let's have a look what it's going to do when I'm just going to start it up. I have nothing in the background. See if it's going to do better work than installing than actually to running it. So see how many hiccups it can run. So it's like 2 o'clock now, and it's gonna start Android Studio. So it's all pre-installed. All the special extra depositories of information is all downloaded from the previous time. So after 24 hours, because I need to start using it as well. So let me see if it's gonna do a better job loading it up than installing, because installing does take a time, more than an hour. Well, I spoke about Eclipse at the beginning while we actually wait for this. Apparently, I never worked on it, but everybody is praising Android Studio for being a better, faster platform to use it. Other people can use Eclipse as well. The Android Studio is power hungry. My laptop definitely meets the requirements. 8 gigs of RAM. It says 2 gigs of operating system of processor, and yeah, I have nothing running in the background. Let's see how it's gonna perform. Okay, take some more now. It's way much better than it was. Okay, loading a project. So it's gonna load the latest project there is actually running on. It kind of presumes that you actually work on one project at a time. The right hand side bottom, of course, IDE and plugin updates. Following components ready to update. Android emulator. So this time it's Android emulator, but IDE, the system that we need actually for all the repository to be coding in. They're very frequent, these updates, so you don't actually have to go for them all the time. So I'm just gonna skip this. But the time that takes to load the project as well, it's just time consuming. You'd rather be doing something. Lots of people who use the Eclipse or still using it, they do say the Android Studio is very much better choice. It does work. I can see it from here, and you can see it. Right, so symbols on the bottom, the progress bar. It's just loading lots of things. The only thing I do have working is Adobe Captivate, which is the recording screen software. We have Tip of the Day. That's cool stuff. I'll keep it here because I don't know the software that well. I'm just gonna close it as well. Okay, so we have all the system here on the left. My XML is here. Java is open as well, the one left open. So XML is open as well. On the bottom is progress bar saving symbols. Let's have a look at the design. Is there any option for that? So it's building the app. So basically you're working in a working environment where you can actually make changes that are going to run on like in actual real time. Oh wow, super fast, look at this. 4 minutes. And you have a preview screen, so you have all the widgets and texts here, so you can drop them in and down without doing any actually coding itself. Superb, like, yeah, this is my text here. Design. Okay, so I skip the design. On the right hand side I have my preview. I can change whichever. There's a tablet resolution, there's a gadgets resolution for the watches and for the TV. So you can see how it's actually going to look one on the other ones. Square one for the gadgets like a watch or everything. The preview is there, and okay, left bottom sync finished. Oh wow, it's finished, it's done, it's up and running. So let's have a look. Host build. Okay, the project is built 90 seconds, 513 milliseconds. Impressive. Okay, I didn't download the new repository, but that's fine. Now I can finally close it. It's all up and running. Let's have a look. Any processes here? Nothing. Superb. So everything is up and running. So 5 minutes. So well, it's a good choice. The Android Studio is a good choice if you wanna start with something. You need the software for it, so Android Studio is probably the way to go. I'm not going to try to do anything with the Eclipse, but it's improved. So the startup time, the installing is very much more simple, and yeah. So Android Studio with all the preview and all the actually possibilities you can have here, and work with the code, and create Android applications, then it's a good choice. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna keep on digging on the Android app development further, and there's gonna be some more videos. Once again, thank you and have a nice day.